Today we're going to be reviewing the brand new Nikon 28mm 1.4 and we're going to see the differences and upgrades it has over the 1.8 version. In terms of the differences between the Nikon 28mm 1.8 and 1.4, aesthetically, the 1.4 is a lot larger. It now uses a 77mm filter thread as opposed to a 67mm. Secondly, the minimum focus distance in the 24mm 1.4 isn't as close as the 1.8. The 1.8 can focus at a minimum distance of 25 centimeters as opposed to 28 centimeters in the 1.4. And lastly, the focus ring on the 28mm 1.4 is extremely smooth compared to the 28 1.8. So we've been getting a lot of feedback on our channel that we don't fault enough in our product reviews, so I'm going to drop it all for you right now. Firstly, it is heavier than the 1.8. In fact, it's double the weight. It's 645 grams as opposed to 325 grams. Secondly, the price tag on the 1.4 is $2,000 more for a bit of aperture ring goodness. So here are some technical specs of the Nikon 28mm that you need to know. And here are the main features I like about the 28mm 1.4. Firstly, it's double coated with nano coating and fluoride coating. Nano coating to control lens flare and provide optimal light transmission, and fluoride coating to make it dust and moisture resistant, which is great because the lens is completely weather sealed. And secondly, it's got silent wave motor autofocus, so it's super quiet.
Is it quiet?
Can you hear it?
Nope.
Damn right. Using the 28mm 1.4, I'm kind of in love with it. It is a bit heavy than the 1.8, and in terms of the stop difference, it's not that much, but the quality of the imagery you get from this is amazing. The autofocus speeds between the two are quite similar, but the reliability on this one is a lot better, and also the images are sharp. They just look good. I've been taking photos of architecture, a couple photos of my cameraman, and they're they're just fantastic. Bokeh is nice, lines are good. It's just an all-round good lens. The image quality is sharp from edge to edge and boasts premium detail. Lines look great, minimum distortion on the edges, and chromatic aberration is basically non-existent. The focusing was fast, accurate, and silent. The 28mm focal length is nice and wide, but versatile enough to do street photography and portraiture. Comparing it to the 1.8 version, there are a couple things that really set the 1.4 apart. The photos are noticeably sharper. This flower was shot using a D810 on the center focus point, and there is a large difference in detail when cropped in even wide open. In terms of bokeh performance, both are quite similar, however the bokeh from the 1.4 does look crisper. Even in this photo, the detail of the city buildings, skyline, and water looks extremely clear in the 28mm 1.4, and the lines are fantastic. Overall, the performance of the 28mm 1.4 is what you would expect from a premium gold ring NIKKOR lens, and distinguishes itself clearly from the 28 1.8. My final thoughts on the Nikon 28mm 1.4 is that it is an amazing lens. Edge to edge sharpness is great, autofocus is fast and reliable, However, with the high price tag, it's definitely not a lens for everybody. I highly recommend taking a look at the Nikon 28mm 1.8 if you are on a budget. If you have any questions about the lens, please pop them in the comments below. And if you liked our video and want to keep up to date with what we do, just hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Did you see that guy that tried to debunk us saying the 16 Mark II was a lighter and then he got absolutely flamed? Because it is.